Hey, this is the Echo 1 M28. What we're going to try to talk about today is the slam firing issue it has. I'm going to go over that a little bit about the internals, and then I'm going to do an installation of the Matrix steel cylinder power-up kit. I have not tried it before. This is the first time installing it, so hopefully it will fix the slam firing. This gun currently is slam firing, just as a record. Okay, first off, what is slam firing? Some people may not know. I'll demonstrate it. I only do this once because I don't want to mess up anything too bad. If you already know what slam firing is, pull the bolt back and everything goes back fine. I don't want to hurt my hand because it happens. And then what happens is when you go push on it, exactly like that. Perfect example of slam firing. The bolt did not go forward smoothly. It released the sear inside, released the piston prematurely, and it slammed forward. Slam firing. Okay. Why does it do that? A lot of people don't know why. I believe through a lot of research that I've done for this gun that the reason being is because of the plastic piston inside. The sears seem to be alright. I just believe it's a piston. From looking at the internals after I've opened them before, what I've noticed is the piston is a bit worn down. But more than that, I think what happens is under pressure, the piston actually compresses. It bends. The plastic bends, and that's why it releases. So hopefully, the metal piston in the steel cylinder kit will fix this. We're going to give it a shot. Okay. Now, as you can see, the rifle is already broken down into two parts. If you don't know how to do it, it's real simple. There are 3 screws. One here. One here. And now this whole thing comes out. But you don't need to take that out. Just keep it in. And then the 3rd screw is all the way up front, in front of the bipod mount. I don't have it with me right now. It looks just like the bipod mount, but it actually unscrews. So that's that. Now, inside. What you're first going to want to do is you're going to want to unscrew the chamber from the main barrel. How to do that? There's a little hole right underneath here. Little hole. That guy. There's a little screw in there. I already took it out just to make it easier for the video. But you're going to want to get a very small Allen screw and take that out. Then the 2 parts unscrew easily. Just takes a little while. That part's gone, and then here you go. This is the main firing mechanism of the rifle. Now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to release the cylinder from the trigger. So I'm going to put it down. And now this may take some work. Some people do this easily, some people have some trouble with it. I'm going to take an Allen key, and there's this little gray thing right here. And right above it are 2 arrows. What you do is you just have to push it down. Some people take a screwdriver and just hit it. I'm going to pry it out. And it's out. It's all greasy, so you're going to want to lay that out somewhere. I didn't mean to do that, but that's even better. Okay, now the entire cylinder comes out. Little hair. Now if you want to see inside the cylinder, you guys aren't really going to be able to see this, but it's all like a gray kind of odd looking plastic. Not very good. Now what I wanted to do was take this apart and then compare the internals to the internals of the new cylinder kit. However, I tried to unscrew the cylinder head, or piston head, whatever, and it's actually quite difficult, which isn't a bad thing. It just means that there's a very good air seal. So, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do like a piston comparison, which I really wanted to do though. Okay, before I continue, actually, no, I'll do it now. So now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take off the bolt handle. Get an Allen wrench that fits. I don't know the exact size of it. I just found one that fits. There's one screw on the top. Very simply, just put the wrench in there, unscrew it. Shouldn't give you any trouble. Comes out. Okay, now here's the problem. There's a little pin that comes out along with it. Similar to the MK96 or the L96 sniper rifle, if anybody has any experience with that, there's a little pin on the bolt handle, and it basically does something with the firing mechanism and everything. I don't know exactly how it works, but if you lose that pin, you're not going to be able to shoot the gun anymore. So make sure you don't lose that. So I'm going to take this, put it off to the side. Once that is off, bolt handle comes right off. Very simple. Put it to the side. And then this is the stock cylinder. Everything. I'm going to put it down. All done with that. Now, I'm going to take out. This is the Matrix steel, CNC, stainless steel cylinder set, 300% power up kit, whatever you want to call it. It has the gold piston on the inside. Just for the record, if anybody doesn't know what this includes, it's basically just another cylinder, but it has all metal parts inside. Metal spring guide, upgraded spring. I don't know exactly what they mean by upgraded. And then, of course, the most important part is the piston. Little interesting fact that I wanted to point out is I do not believe that Matrix is the one who makes this kit or any of the individual parts. If you see just like the piston on websites, they're not made by Matrix. If you type this in, Matrix stainless steel CNC kit, whatever, you'll only find one website that sells it, and that's evike.com. That's where I got this one. It's actually made by a company called Future Energy. And now if you can see right here, you see FE and then a number. That's the serial number for the part. The FE stands for Future Energy. They're the ones that make these parts. So if you want to go on Google and type in Future Energy or FE, CNC stainless steel cylinder kit, you know, all that stuff, then you'll find a whole bunch of websites that sell it. However, they're all in like China and they're foreign based. And yeah, I don't like ordering from overseas. However, they are much cheaper. I realized that what Evike does is they buy them, bring them to America, rebrand them, and then jack the price up. But whatever. I also don't really like ordering from Evike. I've said it in my other videos, but sometimes they only sell these parts, like this kit. Evike's the only one that sells it. When I got it, it was already opened. Like, this wasn't even on here. It wasn't stapled on. This was in the bag though, but it looks like it may have been tested before. Let me see, if I take it out, you may be able to see. It has like scratches, it's a little scratched. No, you're never going to be able to see it. But there are scratches going up here, which would make sense if that were the sears that were scratching it as the cylinder were being pulled back. But I can't confirm that. Okay, so now that I said that about the kit, I'm going to go ahead and install it. For anyone else wondering, I already said it. If you didn't catch it, this is the 300% power up kit. There's also a 100% and a 500%. So now, in order to reinstall it, do the same things we did earlier, just backwards. You take this, put it on. How does this go? Just reversing the same thing I did to take it apart. Putting it back together now. Like I said, this is the first time I'm trying this out. Something's not right. Okay. Don't over tighten the screw on top, because it seems like you won't be able to move this. I may want it a little bit looser. Okay, so we got that. Now, I don't know if the inside is lubricated or not. I'm not going to worry about that now though. Don't want to waste any time. If it's not lubricated, then I'll just do that later. Okay, so now to get it back in here. Some people may have difficulty with this because when you go to push this in, the sears are now in the way. It's very hard to see, but what you're going to want to do is stick something in there and push the sear down as you're pushing the cylinder in. And then it should all go up as one. Yeah, and there's this little plastic ring on here too. It's like a stabilizer kind of thing, just make sure you don't lose that. Okay, so everything went in nicely, which was to be expected. Oh, just a little side note, if you guys see this kit on evike.com, they advertise the piston itself. I'm not talking about the whole cylinder set, just the piston, which you can buy separately. They also sell on Evike. They advertise it for being compatible with a whole list of rifles. The most noticeable of which are the VSR-10 and the Echo 1 M28, which is the gun we're working on now. Now, if you know your compatibility list, whatever, of the VSR-10 and the Echo 1 M28, then you will know that the piston is not compatible between both guns. So, you know, just make sure you look into that before you buy just the piston, if that's what you're going for. I don't know if Evike tried it and it fit, or if they're just false advertising, because the piston is not reverse compatible. Cylinder is though. That's why this fit. Okay, now I'm going to want to put the locking pin back in. Now, from what I read online, is because of the new metal spring guide, this is going to be very difficult. So, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Okay, no, actually that wasn't very bad. Okay. Now it's all together. Now we're going to reassemble it back with the main barrel. Again, just reversing everything we already did. Screwing it back on. Okay. Now, if you screw it all the way until it's not tight, until it is tight, you can't go anymore, then it's not going to line up. So go pretty much as far as you can, and then go back a little bit until everything is linear. Then what we're going to want to do is take the little pin, the little screw, which I didn't have, now I have, and put it back in. It's also important to know that you can screw this screw in very far, but what you may not notice is if you do go all the way, then when you pull the cylinder back, you're actually going to be scratching it. So just keep that in mind. Don't screw this little tiny guy in all the way. I don't think I mentioned it, but the cylinder set, $78 from Evike. The 100% power up is $75, and the 500% power up is $80. Okay, now everything's put back together. This isn't moving. We're going to go ahead and put this back into the main stock of the gun, which most of you probably already know how to do. But I'm going to go ahead because I want to test the kit and hope to God that this thing isn't still slam firing, because I will be very mad. Make sure everything is in evenly. Now these screws you can screw in all the way, it's not going to mess anything up. And I don't have the third screw with me, the one that goes in front of the bipod thing, but it'll be fine without it. Okay, now in case it does fire, I don't want to dry fire it, so I do have a few BBs. Not going for accuracy or anything. Okay, I really hope this works. First time using the new cylinder. If it doesn't slam fire, then everybody with an M28, just know that this is how you fix the slam firing issue, which has been going on for whenever the gun first came out. Okay, pretty strong to pull back. Goes back perfectly. That's incredible. Push it down. Now I'm gonna shoot at something. I'm gonna shoot at the couch. Incredible. It's much quieter. It's very easy trigger pull. This is incredible. Everybody with an Echo on M28, buy this kit. This will do wonders for your gun. I expect this to last much longer. For everyone who has the gun, it's a great gun up until it starts slam firing. Now you can bring your gun back to life. And if you still are uneasy about the gun, buy new sears for it. That's not a big problem. However, they're really not needed right away. Oops. I don't know what happened there, everybody. Oh well, I'll figure that out later. Okay. So, you gotta make sure that this goes down the handle. I'm probably gonna sand that a little bit because I don't know if you can see that. It's a little bit gray right there. Is that noticeable? Okay. So that's from going down. It rubs up against the side, and that will actually cause some problems, as I just experienced. It also seemed like those last two shots were not firing. I'm going to look into that. However, the point of the video is how to fix slam firing, how to install the Matrix cylinder set, what the cylinder set is. And that's what I did. I hope everybody enjoys this video. Comment, subscribe, rate, all sorts of good stuff. See you later.